All right, guys, welcome into a Schmolke investment team practice report. As you can see, rain. We expected with the deluge we got this afternoon that we get word from Sports Information that we'd be up on the catwalk in the indoor facility. But no, they were outside in the rain practicing, and we were supposed to get the whole practice, 30 minutes where we could film, but we were going to be able to stay the whole time. But instead they gave us 30 minutes, and then we got shown the door. So, which is all good, but we got enough to see what's out there, and of course we're filming this now, but Brian Kelly is going to talk to the media afterwards, and Mike Scarborough here with TigerBait.com, and bringing in Buddy Songy. And Buddy, what'd you see today?
Well, I just want everybody to know on this Tuesday afternoon that we went out there, and I kind of understand the logic, Mike. On that indoor facility, you get some shin splints. This was a turf field. They've got a really good turf field that they practiced on. We just saw the defense and some of the special teams. We'll give you some tidbits on that. The I guess MO of the day for me is you better have a program. You better have a roster. They're going to play a lot of different guys in this opening game and a lot of battles. And Colby is still running with the ones at corner. Major Burns is still running with the ones at safety. So a lot to tell you, and as always, couldn't do it without our friends at Schmolke.
Absolutely. This report brought to you by the Schmolke investment team. Over 45 years of combined experience in handling their clients' financial needs, and this financial environment experience does matter. Call Bart or Brian Schmolke at 318-448-3201. Remember, experience matters. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA/SIPC. Been knowing both of them for over 20 years. No finer people right there in Alexandria. Any of your investment needs, 401ks, SEP, IRAs, whatever it might be, move money around, how to do it, they're the ones that you want to talk to. Trustworthy, and of course 2 LSU grads as well. And so give them a call.
And you have got a big prediction. I'm going to set Mike up. As we said, we saw defense. Primarily, we saw 4-2-5. And of course, everybody knows 11 and 18 are going to interchange. Big Mason Smith, Zero, and Jaquelin Roy. I think those guys are going to be incredibly important. Seeing that Florida State's got some injuries inside. Mike Jones and Greg Penn Jr. starting at linebackers. Mike Jones Jr., Greg Penn III at your starting linebackers. Penn got a little dinged in the scrimmage, so he's got a little elbow pad. And then, of course, Greg Brooks at the nickel safety, Kobe and Jared Bernard Converse at the corners, and Jay Ward and Major Burns. But a lot of depth, going to play a lot of guys. And I did see a little bit. I think Nathan Dybert might be kicking off. I think Damian Ramos still is going to be your place kicker, PATs and field goals. But Mike Scarborough here has a crystal ball, and he's getting ready to tell you what he foresees is going to be coming up here in an hour or two.
Well, I posted it on my message board midday yesterday that my gut feeling was that based on what Brian Kelly said Saturday, that sooner rather than later he's going to name a starting quarterback. And of course, by the time we air this, we posted at the end of practice, about the time this goes up, it'll probably he either will have or will have not. But my gut tells me that he might name Jaden Daniels the starter today because it makes sense. Rather than doing it game week. I don't think he wants to do that. And I see where a lot of other schools around the country are starting to, coaches are making some quarterback statements today as well. So does that happen tonight with Brian Kelly? I think it does. I put that on our premium message board yesterday, and I heard some other local media putting out the same thing. So I don't know if people are feeling the same thing or jumping on whatever they think I've got something inside scoop. I don't, but just my gut feeling, because you're looking at the media opportunities we have with Coach Kelly. It kind of makes sense to me, but we'll see. We'll see if it pans out.
And once again, don't give up on us. Brian Kelly did tell us on the last press conference, look, guys, both guys are going to play. Walker Howard is in an emergency situation. They still want to redshirt him. And as we know, 2 different skill sets. Jade Daniels has improved immensely. I think people got an early impression of him at the spring game, and it wasn't fair. Mike, he was here 3 days and didn't know anybody on the team and started practicing on spring ball. Everybody heard about the report. He and some of the guys went back out to California, where he's from, kind of wanted to let him show where he grew up, what he's all about. I think there's been some bonding. But once again, Garrett Nussbauer throws a better ball. Now Jaden Daniels does throw a great deep ball. The intermediate ball is the one that they've been working on. But there's going to be some run-pass options. He's going to run the football. Once again, as most people know, a lot of guys going to get opportunities come 12 nights from tonight.
Absolutely. And by the way, if he names a starter, I really, and we've talked about this repeatedly, I think he's not going to hesitate. If somebody's struggling, he's going to pull somebody and put somebody back in and redo it again over and over again. Unless someone separates themselves and takes a job and has success moving the team up and down the field, I don't think he's going to have any problem at all playing musical quarterbacks. He's done it before, and but either way, both of them are going to play. But I'm going to be real interested to see Florida State on Saturday afternoon. I know that's, a lot of people believe that's an advantage. We'll see. But one of the biggest things today, you mentioned it early, is we're now, winding down the week before game week. And knock on wood, LSU has absolutely avoided the catastrophic injuries. And, when the only thing you're really looking at right now is Emory Jones, John Emory, being eligible for the first two games. And that's your biggest news right now. Compared to what we've seen in the previous 2 years with injuries, they've fared extremely well here. And I don't know if it's karma. I don't know if it's no strength, it's conditioning. The way they conduct themselves at practice, but so far so good for LSU, because that's one of the things that could be the difference between going 7-5 or 9-3 is avoiding a lot of injuries. And so far they're looking extremely healthy heading into Florida State next week.
I think it's a combination of things, Mike, and those out there viewing us on a balmy and breezy, about 80 degrees Tuesday night. Look, we know that we've had an inordinate amount of rain. The offense was inside. Greg Penn was limited in some duties. As I said, he got tweaked a little bit. Seven Banks not altogether 100% right now. They're easing him back. And Demarius McGee, who is a corner that's a little behind, also was missing some of the reps.
Well, because of that, Harold Perkins is getting in.
Harold Perkins was getting some reps with the twos, and Micah Baskerville. I see the light coming on with Micah Baskerville. Folks, you're going to play 6, you're going to play 30, you're going to play 23, you're going to play 10, you're going to play 33, you're going to play 32. All that at middle linebacker. Obviously, the front, the second front, Savion Jones, a guy that you predicted to have a great career, he's running with the twos. Of course, Desmond Little is a guy that's backing up number 18, B.J. Ojolari, and those two backup D tackles, Mackay and Jacoby and Gilry. LSU's got some excellent depth, folks, on this defense.
Absolutely, and we were there on Saturday, and of course you had a lot of family members and so forth. Got a lot of great reports on how that offensive line looked against the number 1 defensive line in Saturday's scrimmage. In fact, to the point where a former player told me, man, that offensive line is going to be very good. And that they had their way with the number 1 defensive line. Now, Brian Kelly has said in the past, one day the defense has the better of the offense and vice versa, and maybe that was a little bit of what was happening on Saturday. But this former player, who I really trust their football knowledge, says this LSU offensive line is going to be actually very good. So I think they're moving some pieces around. I think they're figuring out some things where they need to put Bradford. And I think they've got some puzzle pieces that I think they're going to make fit, and that offensive line is going to get better each and every week if they stay healthy.
And that was the big negative about us. We didn't get to see the offensive line, but look, I think Garrett Dellinger, after 2 or 3 days in a row of excellent snapping, I think he's going to end up being named the center. The question is Miles Frazier going to play left guard or right guard? If he plays left guard, Will Campbell's not going to get moved. He's at left tackle. But if Frazier's at left guard, we know that Anthony Bradford's moved into right guard, and of course Cam Wire's moving to right tackle. If they play Tremont Sharts at left guard, Frazier moves over to right guard, and we'll see. We talked about it. Most of the guys in shape. We get a really close update. There's not a lot of flab, not a lot of heavy guys, and this is a well-conditioned team. I kind of think they enjoy getting out here today. Look, everybody knows when you play football, the most fun you have on the sideline and the street down, playing in the slop and tackling and sliding and all that. The turf field a little slipping, but for the most part, this was an enjoyable practice for those guys. They're going very quick. And at this point, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, then you're going to move back to the depth chart. And so it's kind of fine tuning right now. And I think everybody 12 nights away ought to be cautiously optimistic. And Mike says he's predicting that Jaden Daniels will be named the starting
Well, by the time this airs, that could be so erroneous. So it'll be there for 2 minutes before Kelly either says it or he doesn't say anything. But
my prediction is this: they're going to take Florida State out back in the second half. I really believe first half you're going to feel that process. But if you're in the Superdome, tank up in the first half because you're going to be feeling it in the second half.
If they avoid lightning, I think they're going to stay outside. But while the 30 minutes we did have inside the fence, we didn't see offensive linemen like Buddy said, and neither did we see the quarterbacks. They were obviously all inside. Kickers were on the grass field on the other side, kickers and punters. That is the one position where I'm when you start talking about in the preseason, what positions are you most worried about? I think field goal kicking is probably going to my number one right now. I haven't seen anything that gives me a whole lot of confidence, nor have I heard a whole lot. And then the kicking we have seen, I'm not seeing the balls get up quick enough or high enough. I don't know. And what is the distance? I mean, if they need a 53-yarder to win a football game, do they have somebody who can do it?
Well, Nathan Dybert would probably try the 53-yarder. I don't know what the range is of Damian Ramos, but it looks like he's going to be the starting place kicker. At least all signs indicate that. And I'm glad to report I did watch Peyton Tom a little bit today, and he kicked the ball appreciably better. Jay Bramlett's going to be your starting punter. Jay Bramlett's going to be your starting holder. Slade Roy's going to be your starting deep snapper. And kickoff and PATs and field goals, you might need to have a little extra toddy on some of these field goals. LSU's going to miss a PAT this year. Don't get mad at me. It's going to happen. 42 of 42 last year with Cade York, 15 of 18 for field goals. You're just not going to get that productivity, although one of my guests today reminded us that Cole Tracy came in 2018 and made 29 field goals. You don't want that, because if you make that many field goals, then you're not scoring enough touchdowns in the red zone.
Oh, yeah, there was times during that season where it was like, man, those field goals are going to keep coming. You like getting points, but some of those games you needed touchdowns. Guys, if you really like this practice report, do me a favor, hit the like button. Also, if you want to continue getting this coverage and know when it comes up, because we've got a lot coming your way. High school jamboree starting this week. We're heading out Thursday, Friday night. Hopefully, the weather's looking bad already. I see one of the big jamborees that was at Memorial is getting moved to Parkview because of turf. Already, weather's changing the whole start of the football season this week with jamborees. So we're going to see how this plays out. But hit the like button, share, but hit the subscription button and the notification bell. And also, we want to have you be a premium subscriber to Tiger Bait. Go over there, subscribe, try us out for $1. I think you'll really enjoy it. Loaded up two big recruiting reels yesterday. Ethan Fields, the offensive lineman from Dutchtown, who a lot of people think LSU should take a hard look at. And I really like him. And had a big update today on Brett Bordelon, Ben's youngest son. Of course, Bo here is a freshman. He's already up to 6'5", 285. Really strong update that Casey Just Claire did on him. And another reel on David Jones from Madison Prep, the corner, who I think it could be a very good nickel at the next level. I think his scholarship numbers are going to go up. Go watch his tape on Tiger Bait that I put up last night and tell me what you think. I think he looked absolutely fantastic. He could be the Jordan Allen of this year's class. So anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just want to remind everybody we'll be over at Scarborough Lane with our Wednesday night show. Appreciate all of those views. We'll have some more tidbits. Look, the coach is smart at this point. He's given us enough access, and so we have seen enough. You've seen enough. We've got an idea. I think most people are chomping at the bit to see college football. Don't forget Florida State playing Duquesne on the ACC network this weekend, 3 o'clock. And we'll have that show and have a lot of fun tomorrow night starting at 8 o'clock.
So you have the ACC network? We all come over to your place?
I do have the ACC network, but I'm not fun to watch TV and football games with because I'm a puncher. I go through about 3 games at once. It's hard to follow me.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to the Schmolke investment team for sponsoring these reports each and every week. And like Buddy said, we'll see you on Tiger Bait Live tomorrow night. And we've got a lot more stuff on the front page of tigerbait.com for you to check out. And so we're back out here with the last report. You're not going to be here on Saturday.
I
right?
won't be here on Saturday.
Our last report will be Saturday, and
Solo.
I might have a guess.
Okay, good. Bring
I'm
it
going to try and figure something out.
I got to watch football. I got to watch Florida State. We're only going to get 30 minutes, and I've already seen the dress rehearsal a couple times already.
All right, guys. See you on the other side.